Howdy everyone, welcome to the MoveOTX channel. Today we are on another California Bay Area adventure. We are going to Point Reyes Park, and we're doing a little backpacking trip out there to the coast, and I'm glad you guys could come along with me today because we're going to have a great time this weekend. So let me just give you kind of a basic idea where we are. We're on Sir Francis Drake Boulevard, headed west towards Highway 1, towards the coast. And we just passed, well, maybe about a half hour ago, we passed through the town of Fairfax and Marin. Actually drove right by Marin, I believe, corporate headquarters, the mountain bike company Marin. And they have a mountain biking museum there that looks really super interesting. So we're headed out towards the coast. And thanks for joining me today. I've got to keep my eyes on the road, so that's kind of what I'm doing. And I'll catch up to you guys when we hit camp. So as you can see here, the weather started to kind of take a little turn for the worse here. So it started raining once we got here to the main parking area. So I had to put the camera back into the dive case. So all my field audio here is really muted. So that's why it sounds kind of muffled there. So this here is the Laguna trailhead. So we're not going to take this trail until later on the hike back out. So it's kind of a more straight, direct line path between this parking area here and Coast Camp, which is our destination. So we decided to take the Coast Trail here, and it's a little bit of a paved road path here, but it kind of bends around. It goes west and bends southward. There's the trail marker, but it bends southward along the coast. So those of you who've been on California Highway 1, the drive along up and down the coast, this is basically a foot hike along those cliff bluffs, and a lot of little hikes out to small beaches along the way. So I consider it a really beginner entry-level hike completely. So that's why you're seeing so much gear here. So that's Kevin and Abhishek, and Kevin's loadout is like an entire car camping load. He's got a huge tarp there, which fortunately we didn't really need. But we could have used it there if it started really raining on us here. So, so this vantage point with my camera is elevated up high. So I've got my camera mounted on the top of my trekking pole, and I'm holding it up way over my head. So it kind of looks almost like a drone, like drone video. That's this viewpoint that you're getting here. So all of us and the boys, have just tons and tons of gear with us. I mean, my pack loadout was probably close to 40 pounds, and most of that was food and water. I can't imagine how much loadout Kevin is carrying there, but he's got some stuff for his son as well. So fortunately, it didn't rain at all. And what I want you guys to pay attention to here is how the sunlight changes the color saturation of this video. So here in post, I was trying to edit in and out and make color saturation changes, and after a while I just said, hey, no, let's leave it as gray, dull as it was as when we were there. And that's just kind of how it is when you're winter camping in California. You just have to kind of get used to heavy cloud cover, rain, storm conditions, and that's just winter camping here in California. So this is the Coast Trail, and we're headed out western direction now. And as you can kind of see, the hills are kind of drab and dull looking, but that's because simply the lighting, the ambient lighting that's available to us here at the time. So those hills in sunlight would be just golden brown, golden glowing, and they're just not so. And the shades of green too. Once the sun hits it, the shades of yellow that reflect off the green foliage is just really, really breathtaking. So there goes Kevin. So he kind of set point on most of these hikes. and I kind of followed a bit behind, filming and capturing video along the way. So we managed to keep a good about a 3 mile per hour pace over most of these hikes. So this is really level, flat terrain. Um, I mean, we were comfortably doing about a 3 mile per hour pace. So maybe there were some areas here where we slowed down, but not really. So there are numerous little small beaches up and down this trail, and we stopped off at a couple of them, captured some video there. Would have liked to spend some time at all these little beaches here, but we were kind of in a hurry. We wanted to take advantage of the nice weather while we still had it, because you simply just don't know what the winter seasons will bring in as far as storms and weather patterns go. So we want to set up our tents, get base camp set up reasonably quickly here. So once again, Kevin is out there leading the way. So here we are. We're approaching, that's campsite 12, and ours is site 13A and 13B. So somebody left a pair of shoes there, so we made sure to clean that up on our way back out. So this is a really nice campsite. There's bathrooms up the ways a little bit, but plenty of picnic table space to cook and prepare food and eat your meals. The food lockers are like enormous over there. I mean, we stowed everything from our camp stoves to food, snacks, bags, everything. Garbage, we were putting our garbage bags in there as well. So, and they also double up as a really nice tabletop to prepare your food. So there were some deer that jumped out here right in front of me as I was just walking around one time. So there's the bathrooms off in the distance. Those are really nice. I think most of the guys are down at the beach. So there's a tour through camp. This is something I don't usually film, but what the heck, today we will. So yeah, we backpacked in all this gear. Trekking poles, water bottles, all of our cooking supplies are in the food cabinets there. And my tent is the little red one right back here. So good morning everyone, it's day 2 and we had a great night camping. Backpacked in about 2.8 miles, 2.9 miles, and the boys are all assembling. We're finishing up, cleaning up from breakfast, and want to walk you guys through campsite number 13. Technically we have 13A and 13B. Got a lot more boys coming, but for now it's just a small group of us. So here's my tent for the weekend. I was kind of lazy, didn't stake it out all the way, and my rainfly kind of sagged in a bit, so I need to stake out some of these points better today and get some better ventilation going on. But it wasn't too bad though. So, and I'll probably stake out, definitely I'll stake out these sides better as well. Haven't used this tent in about a year, so I've forgotten how dependent it was on that. But other than that, nothing major. We avoided all rain, which is awesome. Technically it's a 2-person tent, but I'm using it here as in a single person, single man application. I don't have any of the guidelines staked down. It's pretty stable actually. Pole and sleeve construction. Technically it's a 4-season tent. At least they advertise it as being a 4-season. So for me, 4 seasons include lower elevation California winters. So heavy rain, heavy storm, heavy wind. So this tent has seen me through numerous rain stormy camps, and it's been a-okay. No problems with water, dripping, leakage. Condensation is a problem in this tent. There's just not a whole lot of ventilation. So there's Camp 13.
Do you guys mind if we go to the top of that rock
first on our way?
It's on the way, right? Yeah. So, there might not be a way up there.
We'll see when we
get there.
There is a way up. We're under. And I'm afraid of heights, just to let you know.
Okay, yeah, we're not doing anything.
See my dad.
We're not really doing anything that's height dangerous, height threatening.
Steep cliffs either.
Probably when it rains, when the rains come, see all the water, see all the erosion and how the water has dug out that trench. When this is rainy and water, it's all muddy, and so people have just trekked a separate path up on top. So I'm seeing a lot of horse tracks here, so the horses really dig out this trench and really.
Especially in mud.
Yeah, in mud. So actually, that looks like a better trail. I'll follow you. A little smoother up here. So the rangers, to prevent erosion, the rangers a lot of times will, the rangers will dig alternate trenches so the water diverts that way, as opposed to running down the middle of the path and eroding the path. So every so often you might see a trench dug out to the side like that. So they do that on purpose. So there goes the rest of my group. They're gonna trek up to that rock area, that rock formation. And being the sensible one, I'm staying right here. So my last words of instruction were, don't do anything stupid. Let's see if they follow that or not. So we're making our way southwest. We're actually going inland a bit here in this little trek. There's a trail junction up here that will get us kind of across this creek gorge and that way, which is south along the coast. So there might be a creek crossing up here somewhere. And this is a great hike for beginners. With definitely enough things to see along the way for all skill levels. And we're actually approaching a creek crossing here, I think.
It should be either going straight or turning up in like in a
Not
second.
beach, I just so under the beach.
The area.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that was 3 years ago?
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
That's the last trip.
Yeah.
I can't believe they actually drove it over.
It's flying really low in the area because NASA here just say goodbye and fly down there. I have a video for that.
So we actually had kind of two groups of hikers kind of split up. So we did the coast trail kind of south, and that's kind of what you're seeing here. But we had another group of hikers go up northeast to Mount Wittenberg, and they set up a ham radio kind of broadcasting station up there, and they were doing some things and communicating across the Bay Area, I think, with some other groups of ham radio junkies, and that's what those guys were doing. So a lot of different trails up and down this area, so quite a few beaches along this area too, so really nice. Sammy Hagar.
Van Halen. Van Halen.
Michael Jackson.
Jerry. Who? Tina Perry. Jerry.
What happened to Elvis?
Oh, is it my turn already?
Yeah.
Okay, Def Leppard.
My turn. Elvis. Jackson 5.
Kansas.
Okay, Asia. Oh, Metallica. Gary.
I forgot his name.
That's a point.
Bruno Mars.
Alright.
Too late.
No, we don't get the whole Okay, my turn. Yeah, Gary's turn.
Are we gonna lose on the next round?
Oh, is it my turn?
Yeah.
Genesis.
Okay, Boston.
Cars. And then Bon Jovi.
Okay. Someone already say Bon Jovi?
I didn't.
Okay, then it counts. Your turn, Gary.
So here we are on the bluffs overlooking the Pacific Ocean. That is awesome.
Hiking in the teen throw. That was so bad.
This is yours, lady.
Garrett wins.
Wow, look at that.
This is yours.
Thank you.
You got that bar? Have you ever had one of those before? They're good for lighting because they're like, if you look on the back, they're free of everything. Gluten, there's no. Kellum Beach. We could go to Kellum Beach. Here, this might be our little turn right here. If we keep going, we can make it to Kellum Beach. That's 2.5. Here. It's about 2.5 miles.
Yeah, but we have to add these two.
And he's going to stay there for until the evening,
Okay.
because he's up there with his ham radio, and he's
I see.
doing some things with that across the Bay Area through that.
I see.
And Abhishek and Ayan and Julian Schultz is with them.
Okay.
So we'll have apparently two scouts coming down from there. And I'm not sure when Walter said he would come back, but he said he would definitely come back after lunch. He packed some food with him,
Okay.
and he's going to set up a radio camp up there. So. Weather was nice. Nice. I mean, it wasn't even that, that damp, heavy, wet air.
Yes.
Sometimes, not even that. I mean, the air was very, very dry last night.
That's good, yes.
Yeah. You know how you get that fog and everything gets wet?
This is the advantage of the fall.
None of that.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Why do you wear your costume?
So thanks for bringing extra food, Mark. That'll get us that buys us easy an extra hour or two, maybe.
Yeah, with the point that, I guess people who went up, they will figure out for the food.
Yeah.
Starts with a
Yeah.
And I'm not sure. I think they were from our group. I think in our group it's.
Yeah, we can't stay out too late because we got people coming back, and I'm not sure if they're going to want to eat lunch or just what. So.
Yeah. Yes. No. I think
So.
we should go around.
Yeah.
Yeah, we can. We should go around. I think they want to reach just the beach. What's next? You're filming?
Huh? Yeah. I don't really need the poles for this kind of a hike, but I figure this is how I mount my camera. So. So I think this stair climb is going to be the most difficult part of the hike back up.
Sound just turned off for a second, bro.
Okay, we made it. We made it. Almost. I know. We made it.
Solid enough.
So we made it to Kellam Beach, up there from the Rocky Bluffs, and we're kicking back here. We're gonna have a light lunch and head on back to camp after hanging out here. Really stupid. Let's get it on film. Oh wait, yeah, I don't want to get wet.
Okay, Leighton.
As soon as the sun is going down, it's getting pretty cold.
It's gonna get cold, yeah. Oh, look at that. Wow.
So when I was in graduate school, we used to do what we called a gourmet trip once a year. Where instead of the usual backpacking thing of bringing, dehydrated food, we would load up. Everyone would bring the fast food that they could.
Oh my gosh.
In their packs.
Oh, that's awesome.
And
We gotta do that.
Usually we go to Wildcat camp
Oh, okay.
because it's not that far.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We should do that.
People would bring.
It would have to be a relatively short hike, I think, depending on how heavy all this food is. I know a lot of people that camp and backpack like that all the time. It's just, the idea of dehydrating and rehydrating food is just not even a possibility. It's like, why go if you're going to do that? That's the whole point of it, I think. Oh, jeez. Oh, man. I'm seeing this video and trying to capture the moment and the waves and the sunset. And all of a sudden, I see you two coming at me. So what an amazing view that is. I hope the wind is not too windy. I think it might be, but it's really not that windy here today, but my microphone makes it sound that way. So I've just done a little walk out this way along the beach, enjoying the sunset in a little bit.
Down to the water spigot, and if you haven't gotten your water bottles filled, we're gonna fill water bottles.
So that one way to start is say, is anybody not ready? And if
Anybody
nobody
not
answers,
ready?
then you say hike on.
So instead of taking the coast trail back to the parking area, we're taking Laguna Trail. So that was the other trail I identified earlier on in the video there. So Laguna Trail is a much more straight, direct path, and it's a little more elevation gain up and down. Nothing too bad, but you're kind of climbing up and out of creek gorges and things of that sort. And so it's a shorter hike than the coast trail, but still, nonetheless, there's still I still consider it like a good entry level beginner type of trail. There's one little part that's kind of steep, and you kind of hear me huffing and puffing kind of along the way here, but it was still another great hike, and we really had a lot of fun along this trek. We ran into some horses and some horseback riders coming back in this way, and that was kind of neat because I've never seen horses before on any of the trails I've been on. So my understanding is horses can be easily spooked. Maybe that's a misconception. I don't know, but these horses seemed really tame with their riders. So none of that excitement happened here to us. So we had a great time overall. Oh, did that car get a parking ticket? There's a car with the orange tag on it. So here's the Point Reyes Visitor Center up this way. Didn't get a chance to film any of this on the way in because we were kind of in a hurry to check in and get our parking passes for the multi-night. Excuse me, thank you. So, water fountain. Thanks for joining me this weekend, guys. That was Point Reyes Park, and we had a great time. I hope you guys enjoyed the video footage, and just thought I would film a little bit of the drive out. Had a great time, awesome campsite, great trails, ran into a bunch of horses and horseback riders along the way. And oh, one thing to note, they will tag, and I believe citation, maybe a small fine or something like that. They will fine vehicles that they find overnight parking in here. So you got to go to the visitor center and reserve an overnight parking pass. So we had a great time. Thanks for everything, guys. This is MoveOTX signing off, and I'll catch you guys on the next adventure.